Do you ever wonder how we will produce enough food for the growing population of our world? According to the University of Minnesota UM News from June 19th, 2013, the world production must increase by 60 to 110% by the year 2050. The only way we will be able to produce this much food is through the use of biotechnology in ag production. I will cover the food shortages in the world, biotechnology's role in increased food production, and biotechnology's effect on the nutritional value of food. After my speech, you will see how important biotechnology is to ag in increasing production to meet growing food demands. Imagine living in a world where you never knew if there was enough food for you and your family. This could happen in the future if biotechnology in agriculture does not continue to be used and grow. Food shortage is a growing problem in the world today, and the problem will only grow as populations increase in the future. The world population is set to reach 9.4 billion by 2050, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. This is nearly an increase of 50% compared to the population today. The largest population increases will be in developing countries. These countries already have food shortage problems because they do not produce enough food for their country and that they also have problems getting it shipped in from other countries. The growing population reduces the amount of land available for ag production. This adds to the problem of food shortage. There is very little land available that can be converted into ag production. The land we use now is all that we will have in the future. As populations grow and the amount of land available shrinks, we have to find ways to produce more food on less land. Biotechnology is a big part of agriculture today, and it has helped increase crop yields greatly. Biotechnology is modifying a living organism for a specific use. One example of this is drought-resistant corn. Another example is corn that is resistant to certain insects that cause major yield reductions. Drought resistance can be used to increase production by planting crops in areas that normally do not receive enough rainfall to produce crops. This would be very helpful in Africa because these people normally do not have enough food for themselves, and it's a large problem to get it shipped to them. And if they could use corn with the drought-resistant gene, then they could produce their own food, and they would have some to sell to other people to bring in money so that they could buy other things that they need in their lives. Insect-resistant biotechnology is very widely used today. This works through a process of inserting a certain type of bacteria into the plant, and that bacteria produces a protein that kills certain types of insects. This protein has no effect on humans or any other organisms besides the one insect that it's meant to control. According to Robert Noonan, in a personal interview on 10/8/2013, biotechnology could increase crop yields greatly in parts of southern Africa, where crop yields are reduced by as much as 80% due to insect infestation. This would be a great boost to world food production, especially in a place that has as large of a food shortage as Africa does. Biotechnology also helps to protect the environment. With biotechnology, farmers use more conservative farming processes and less fossil fuels. Farmers are also able to use more soil erosion management practices because they can control weeds with herbicides instead of having to use tillage. With biotech crops, farmers also use fewer insecticides like organophosphates and carbamates. According to Purdue 1998 summer newsletter, organophosphates and carbamate insecticide poisoning. These insecticides are harmful to the environment and the insects, birds, animals, and humans that live there. It's easy to see how the biotechnology industry is great for increasing production, but does it affect the end product? Biotechnology has been said to change the nutritional value of the crops that are produced using it. The nutritional value of Bt crops is exactly the same as crops produced without biotechnology. In fact, according to Agrochemical Discovery 2000, volume 774, pages 152 to 164, biotechnology can increase the nutrient value of crops. This is due to a healthier plant that is able to pull in more water, nutrients, and sunlight, and it puts that towards the nutrients that are in the grain that is produced and processed into food. The problem in today's society is that people receive misinformation about agriculture and biotechnology. This causes them to believe that biotechnology is a bad thing and it causes their food to not be good for them or harmful to them, when in fact it is helpful to make the food more nutritious and make sure that everyone is able to have a meal. There are countless articles written about biotechnology that have no science to back them up. If biotechnology changed the nutritional value of crops or made them harmful, wouldn't the FDA ban it? Do not be misinformed. Biotechnology is used in the US and around the world, and it has been for many years, and there are no adverse effects that it has caused on the food supply. With the information I presented, it's easy to see how the food shortage problem can be solved, partially through the use of biotechnology and partially through the distribution fact of how we cannot get food to the developing countries as easily as we get it in our own homes today. You now know how important biotechnology is to agriculture and how it will help to produce enough food for our growing population. You also know that it is safe for human consumption, and the only effect it has on the nutrition of the grain produced is it increases some of the nutrients. Biotechnology in agriculture is one of the keys to solving the food shortage problem of the world today and far into the future.